Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be bringing you guys a recap of day 4 of the Washington Commanders training camp. We'll be talking about some of the biggest plays that happened, some of the biggest takeaways, and I'll show you guys some highlights from practice. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content, also hit that like button and turn on those notifications. Go ahead and check out Real-Time Fantasy Sports, link in the description. Great fantasy football and baseball site. Now let's get right into it. So we'll start off with the highlights from today's practice. Nothing crazy today. It's kind of a chill day, but there's some Dotson clips in there, O-line clips, Terry McLaurin, Carson Wentz, and Antonio Gibson. So let's get into that.
Make a miss. There you go. Good.
Also guys, more likely than not, I will be live streaming today on my channel with Rico from Street Scores, so make sure you guys pull up to that at around 7:30. So, and also at the end, I'll talk about the 2 tackles that the Commanders signed today. So let's start off with kind of injury news. So a bunch of guys have vet days off: Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Andrew Norwell, Charles Leno, Curtis Samuel with another day of a reduced workload. So I don't know, man. It's a little concerning that at this point, like, he's not able to go 100%, and I totally get what they're doing, but at the same time, I wish they would just play him. Just play him, and if he's not ready at this point, over a year after the injury, then he's almost never going to be ready. So I would just let him play. And occasionally give them a vet day off like they're doing with Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, these guys today, but not every 2 or 3 times a week. It doesn't make. I mean, it makes sense, but doesn't at the same time, because eventually he's going to have to play. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but hopefully everything's good with that. And then Gibson came back today. I think he was doing individual drills. I don't think he was doing 11v11. We'll see. I think he's going to be totally fine. And yeah, now let's get into some of the takeaways. You guys see a clip right there from Antonio Gibson. Let's see. Jeremy Reeves on the side field, and then John Bates, Trey Turner still out. So 3 days for both those guys. So not concerned yet, but we'll see. Trey Turner's a vet, so probably giving him a little bit more leeway. And John Bates, I don't think they've given him given an update on him yet. So a lot of red zone focus so far, and man, does Cole Turner's size really stand out. A great blanket for Wentz and Heineke. Wentz in particular hit him in the back of the end zone for a nice pass and stride. And then we talked about Curtis Samuel hasn't done any team drills so far. And then Cole Holcomb and Jonathan Allen as well. And then Jahan Dotson hauls in a Wentz pass in the end zone. Such good control. And then Corn Elder, I think Matthew Paris said it, and then so did John Kahn, that he's had a really, really good camp. And then Christian Holmes as well. So, if they're going to keep 6, they're probably going to be keeping the big 3 and Benjamin St. Juste, William Jackson III, Kendall Fuller, and then Danny Johnson, Christian Holmes, and Corn Elder. But if they keep 5, then it's going to be interesting between Corn Elder and Danny Johnson, who makes it. So now on to kind of the play-by-play from today. In the red zone, Wentz had a nice strike to Cole Turner in the end zone. He's going to be a good red zone threat for them, and yeah, we'll see. Besides that, how much he actually gets, playing time and targets. De'Ami Brown had a nice touchdown from Heineke, and then Derek Forrest was getting a lot of praise from Chris Harris since the 11-on-11 period. He's stopped up 2 run plays so far. I really like Derek Forrest, and I think he's going to be a significant part of this defense this year. Is he going to be a star? I don't think so, but I think he'll be really solid and surprise some people about how much playing time he is going to get. Sam Howell scrambles for a touchdown, working with the 3rd team, ending the session on a high note for the offense. So starting to hear a little bit more about Sam Howell. Yesterday he had a pretty solid day, and then today gets a touchdown right there. And then Cole Turner got 2 targets in the red zone so far today, both ending in touchdowns. Turner told me that's an area of the game that he takes pride in the most. And again, shout out to Zach Selby for putting out all of these tweets right here. And then, Wentz hits Dotson in the end zone on 4th down as time expires. So those two are clearly developing some really, have developed a really good connection right there. And I think McLaurin and Wentz have also developed a good, bond. But I think the bond between him and Dotson is a lot stronger. But that's also, expected because they've been throwing together for, a couple months longer. Let's see. Heineke opens up with a sideline pass to Jamin Brown, who makes a really nice catch before stepping out of bounds. The last couple of days, we've heard some really good things about Jamin Brown, so let's hope he can continue to put this together, and I think he can have a really solid year for the Commanders. Nothing like crazy, like 800, 900 yards, but like even anywhere from like 400 to 600 is a really big step up for him and will really help out this offense a ton. Curtis Hodges, another guy battling for a roster spot. He scored a really impressive touchdown with 2 defenders on him, 2 drives from the offense during 2-minute drills. Let's see. Kickoff return guys were Erickson, Milne, Ezzard, McGowan, and Patterson. Patterson did a little bit in the preseason last year and was not bad at all. And then Benjamin St. Juste, had another really nice pass breakup while working against Erickson in the end zone. And man, Benjamin St. Juste is kind of stacking some really good days together. And let's see. Also, we'll talk about Ryan Kerrigan a little bit later. There's some nice quotes about William Jackson III talking about how he's got that confidence. He's got his swagger back, and the communication in the secondary is 1,000 times better. And that's something that a lot of people have mentioned. Media members, coaches, players, and that is definitely something that you would expect to be much better. Because first off, it was terrible the first half of the year. And second off, a lot of those guys were new to the defense and a lot of new parts on the defense last year versus this year, really not many new parts at all. So they have more continuity and they've been in the defense for longer. So I think it'll be, the communication should be better, but it should be a lot better, and that's good to hear. So let's see, any other things? JP Finley says when Wentz makes the quick decisions, it almost always looks good. Any other thing we talked about? Oh yeah, this play right here. So Jamin Davis had a really good play where he would have blown up a receiver screen at Dotson. So I don't know. Jamin Davis is a big kind of part of this defense because he's kind of an X factor, because if he can play really solid for them this year, that'll really take the defense to another level because, he was kind of one of the players last year that really struggled. And if he can play really well, that'll definitely help them out a ton. And then let's see. So 2 guys the Commanders signed. So they signed tackle Rashad Hill, 6-year vet, has been with the Vikings most of his career and has been a durable swing tackle with plenty of starting experience. And then they also signed Alex Akimbulo and release guard Bo Benzenchal. Sorry, really hard names to pronounce. But, added another couple of tackles. And yeah, I think, they kind of do need another tackle because they got Charles Leno and Cosme and Lucas. But then after that, they really don't have anyone else. You could say Sadiq Charles, but he's more of a guard. So adding another tackle is definitely something that they could do. And, they have a chance to make the roster for sure. So Ryan Kerrigan, I wanted to talk about this. So yesterday, Ryan Kerrigan announced his retirement and he signed a 1-day contract with the Washington Commanders so he could retire with Washington. So great to see that for him, retiring here, even though he played with the Eagles last year. And yeah, a really, really good player for the Commanders, all-time leader in sacks with 95.5 and really underrated. Not underrated amongst Redskins fans when he was here, but in terms of NFL fans and national media, he was one of the most underrated players because he consistently got 10+ sacks, 9+ sacks, didn't get hurt. Great guy, great player, never had any issues at all in terms of, any drama or anything like that. Good with the community as well. And yeah, I wish him the best. Today he kind of talked about how he had a knee injury and that kind of forced him to retire a little bit. And he said that he wouldn't mind he actually wants to stay involved with the NFL. Sorry about that. And he would like to pursue coaching at an NFL level. So I think if he does that, I mean, the place he would probably start is here. He's got some good connections here. And I would love it if he would, get on that D-line coaching staff somehow as like an assistant or something like that. Because, I mean, first off, I'm not a big fan of Sam Mills, so anyone besides him, and I don't know if it would be hard for him to be an assistant right away, but he's got that experience. The players really, really respect him. So I think as an assistant, like a defensive line assistant coach for a year or two, and then he could move on to an actual D-line coach. But the thing is, like, that requires a lot of time, so maybe it could be more of a part-time role. Like, he could be kind of a mentor for some of these guys and have like a small role in the organization, because like he's a family man, he's got kids, and being a coach, an assistant coach, it takes so much time. So I don't know if he would want to do that. Who knows, though? We will see. So that is it for today's video. Nothing crazy for training camp today. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.